Hello everybody, and welcome to Link's Awakening DX Randomizer, a randomizer for Link's Awakening DX. I have been running this for about 4 years. First of all, I'm darthplagal. I've been running this for about 4 years. I've done it in a few charity raid trains. I've commentated runs for it at 3 distinct other marathons, but this is my very first marathon as a runner, and in addition to that, it is LADXR's very first appearance at a Fatales event. It has been on Hotfix about 5 years ago, but a whole lot has evolved with the randomizer since then, so I'm very excited to be here. I'm very excited to be showing this off, and I am very, very excited to be joined by the prolific Zelda speedrunner and randomizer runner Pippy in a top hat. Hi, Pippy!
Hi! I'm Pippy in a top hat. I've played the remake of this, and I've never played a randomizer, so I'm ready to learn.
Big if true. It's not true. It's not true. Pippy ran a randomizer this week, but I'm also, and also before this week, but I'm also very happy.
I've never played a Link's Awakening randomizer.
Okay,
I have played other randomizers.
That's good. That's good. But we're good. We're good. And I'm also very, very happy that selcouthmind is hosting. Hi, Sel.
Hello.
Hello. So one of the you have all been crushing it this week and today with donations to the National Women's Law Center, and one of the things you were able to donate towards today was choosing the sprite, and the winner of the sprite war was Grandma, and we are all very excited about that. You can see Grandma here. But you also had an opportunity to donate and to influence the file name that we're going to use, and so Sel, where did we land? What did the people decide?
Let me just do a quick update on that. And the winner for that was Kirby in all caps with $75 to National Women's Law Center.
Amazing. Kirby. Funny story about that, gang. I have to confess, this randomizer does also have a Kirby sprite. Not foreseeing this turn of events, I didn't include it in the options, and plus we wanted to feature the women and femme sprites. But you made an excellent choice, and I am excited to take Grandma on this adventure. Like Sal was saying before, we are going to be looking for the instruments. We will be opening the egg, fighting the nightmares, waking the windfish, and getting Grandma off this island. And we'll explain a little bit more about the specific randomizer conditions as we go. But I think, are we good? I'm good. I'm ready. I'm as ready as I'm going to be.
Yeah, give us a countdown.
Sure. Okay, so I am going to get going then in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. So we start off here just like we start off in the vanilla game. The story of the vanilla game is that Link gets shipwrecked. He's not here right now. We'll see Link later, but he's not here right now. And we get our first item here, which is the power bracelet. Fantastic. The power bracelet is actually gating like a third of the island, so there's quite a lot. There's quite a lot to be done even before we leave this area. But yeah, so we're just gonna make our way through here. I should tell you now that there aren't, we don't have like key shuffle, entrance shuffle, dungeon shuffle, boss shuffle on, but everything has been strewn about the island, and we're gonna enjoy ourselves while we take a look at how to piece this together. So we talked about instruments before. There are 8 instruments in all. The vanilla game requires you to get all 8. The default randomizer settings also require you to get all 8. 8 instruments is a ton of fun. I really enjoy it, but it's also it can be a bit long, especially depending on item placement. So today we're going to bring it down to 4, which is still a really great way to showcase this randomizer.
I love the Grandma animations already. Grandma lifting a shrub. She's so capable. She's so independent. I love Grandma.
Grandma's the best. I am so excited for us to find some specific items for Grandma, because first of all, like all of the sprite options that are available in LADXR are really great, and some of them change more than just the player sprite, and this is one that changes another thing in particular. And hopefully it's not too long before we find it, not just because it's fun, but also because I'm going to need it. I'm going to need it very soon. Cool. Cool. So I'm just heading down here. These are not places that you are supposed to be able to get to in the super early game, but because I have the power bracelet, which is the key item of Dungeon 2, I do have access to them. And because I have money, we're going to do a thing that they took out of the Switch version because they, Fox, get out of the way, it's not safe. We're going to just win magic powder from the trendy game. there's a whole, you're supposed to, you know, go into the forest and get the mushroom and bring the mushroom to the witch and have the witch turn the mushroom into magic powder and then use the magic powder to turn Taryn back into a human after being turned into a raccoon. Don't worry about it. Don't think about it too much. But you could have also just come here if you knew how to play the trendy game and win magic powder. And so they figured us out and they took that out of the Switch version, which is fine, I guess.
I was gonna say that's cowardice, but also, like, how early you have to do the input for that is, like... I see why they didn't realize that you could just do that.
Yeah, I learned that through a lot of trial and error. There are other positions, I think other faster speedrunners learn to do it in different ways, but that took some time. And this is our actual item from this game in place of the Yoshi doll. This is the Angler Key, which is going to open up Dungeon 4, but I can't go in there just yet for a wide variety of reasons. That I will
thought
get
it was
to.
going to open up the fishing minigame.
Well, you know what? I am actually going to do it. I am going to do the fishing minigame because the game gave me a lot of money. Not enough money to buy anything.
To my ears.
Not enough money to buy the 200 rupee item for the shop. By the way, stealing is bad. Stealing is bad. It is never in logic at all. You can actually set your randomizer seed to not allow it. But we're not going to do it because you paid to name Grandma Kirby, and we can't have Kirby renamed Thief, which is the thing that would happen. Not only that, but the shopkeeper would electrocute us, and that would also be not great. I think the worst
electrocution is typically not good for your health.
It's not. Doctors don't recommend it. Okay.
Grandma is so multi-talented.
There's nothing she can't do. Right now she's going to go into...
She plays 4 instruments?
She does.
In addition to fishing? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm for it.
Yeah, we have to find them first. But yes, we will see her break out all 4 instruments towards the end of the seed. And right now... Interesting. Right now she's going to go through the mysterious woods armed only with magic powder. We are going to find Taryn, like I was talking about before. He is a raccoon. It's fine. It's fine.
He's living his best life.
He's living his best life. We're gonna make him very dizzy. And now he's a person again. But he had fun. He told us he had fun, so that's okay. So normally this is where we would come to get the key that would let us into Dungeon 1, but today we're going to get the blue tunic. So that is a good time to point out that this is Link's Awakening DX, which means that it has all of the Link's Awakening DX things. Like the photo mouse is in here, and that is, oops, moblins. Oh, we're seeing an indication of some of the cool stuff that's going to happen later with those moblins, but the photo mouse is in here. That can be very important in some of the bingo modes. LEDXR has bingo modes. It's got, you know, all of the entrance key shuffles, all that stuff that you might be interested in. I think it's a lot of fun. The community is great. Definitely recommend checking it out if that's something that is of interest. The other thing that's in here from Link's Awakening DX is Color Dungeon, and I am going to put off going there for as long as I possibly can. Ooh, early, very nice. No complaints here. Color Dungeon was added to Link's Awakening when it became Link's Awakening DX. I grew up on Link's Awakening, the Game Boy game that came out in 1993, and I learned Link's Awakening DX and all of its DX-isms for the randomizer. And Color Dungeon is where you would go, you fight a boss, and the boss gives you, there's Bow Wow! Best boy.
Bow Wow's in a chest.
Sorry, I got distracted by Bow Wow. As one does.
That's so fair. I would also be distracted by Bow Wow.
The game.
I feel like distracted by.
Yes,
right
please do.
We are at almost halfway to the taking Marin on a date incentive. It is going up so fast.
Nice.
So fast. Also, let me know when you got a moment. I've got a couple.
Absolutely. Sure. That would be great.
Well, I teased right before this run that we had another really exciting donation, and that is $110 from Dragon Roast Coffee.
Ooh.
We would like to thank all of you for an amazing week. We love you all so much here at Dragon Roast. It's been amazing to see all the hard work that goes into this community, and we are honored to be part of it. Less than 3. Also, let's take Marin on a date. Thank you, Dragon Roast Coffee, for sponsoring this event and for helping us get closer to taking Marin on a date. And now, I have a donation from someone excited for you, Darth. It is $25 to the National Women's Law Center from Ocean Bike. Had to donate for my big sister's run. We've come a long way from watching Dad play this on the Super Game Boy in the basement, voice acting and all. So proud of you. Good luck, and may your secret seashells be plentiful and your broom be blessed. Love, Ocean Bike. P.S. Can we get a big Mambo's Mambo O from everybody?
Oh, we are doing that check as soon as it enters Logic, I swear. Oh man, congratulations to everyone who had Ocean Bike in the Who's Gonna Make Darth Plagal Cry first pool. But yeah, that's my sister, and she's right. We did play this and Link to the Past with our dad, and we still talk about it with him, and he still fondly remembers stuff. And yes, we did have the Super Game Boy cartridge. Speaking of the original Game Boy Link's Awakening, by the time that we got to finishing it, so I got to see the ending on a TV, which was great, and I appreciate that she said big sister and not older, which is true. Which is true. But yes, thank you, Ocean Bike. You are the best. Ooh, health. I like health. Anyway, sorry. Color Dungeon. Color Dungeon is a thing that got added to Link's Awakening DX and it takes advantage of the fact that the Game Boy Color had color functionality, and you can go in there, beat the boss, and you end up winning your choice. The game is definitely trying to tell me something. Your choice of the blue tunic, which I have now, because these are the tunics are just in the pool. The blue tunic, which I have now, which will increase my odds, increase my defense and take my offense down a little bit, or the red tunic, which does the opposite, increases my offense and lowers defense a little bit. Because those items are in the pool, there are 2 checks in Color Dungeon. There are only 2 non-dungeon checks in Color Dungeon, in addition to 3 small keys, a map, a compass, a stone beak, and a nightmare key. And because of the way key logic works in this randomizer, which is a little bit different from the way it works in some other randomizers, all of the 3 small keys have to be available quite early. They can't. Small keys cannot gate themselves. That's a thing that can happen, for example, in A Link to the Past. I think I know if you have a single room with 1 item in it that's locked, you can have a small key in there. Like, the room will essentially give you your item back. That can't happen here, except in Key Cavern, because Key Cavern has a billion small keys. And by a billion, I mean 9, but that's a lot. That's a lot of small keys, and they've all got to go somewhere. So, Key Cavern is the one place where I know that locked rooms will have small keys. But it's often a big time investment to go to Color Dungeon if the game is not directly pushing me there. And yes, that is a weapon. Okay, we have a weapon. The magic rod is
Granny has a weapon.
Granny has a weapon, everybody. Granny can shoot fire out of a stick. Granny's a witch, and we are here for it. There's also Granny has so much power. There's also a separate witch in this game. We might be seeing her later, but I enjoy. I'm here for Granny's sorceress arc.
I mean, she can already lift like way bigger boulders than I can. Like,
same.
She's got some kind of magic.
Yes. We love Granny. Just gonna check out this hint here. The boomerang is at the swamp. Fantastic. That's where I'm headed right now. So this is...
I love that hint stone. It's so cute.
Isn't it cute?
It's got such a good little face.
It's true. Those are kind of hint-like in the original. They sort of give you indications about what's going on. There it is. There it is. Everybody who watched a certain practice seed I did on Wednesday has just breathed a sigh of relief. Don't worry about it. It was fine. So I can now finish, because I have the magic rod and the power bracelet and the feather, I can now get our first instrument. Believe it or not. which is very exciting. This dungeon is in logic because of Bow Wow, and then because of the magic rod. Let's get this room out of the way first. Bow Wow has two functions in Link's Awakening, and they are, in no particular order, to be very cute and to be best boy. That's one thing. I know that's two things. And to also deal with the swamp blossoms outside of this dungeon, because that's what's gating our way into this dungeon. There are a lot of other things that will deal with the swamp blossoms that you don't have at that point in the vanilla game. So the magic rod and the boomerang will both take those out. So for example, like I was saying before, this room here cannot have a small key. It can have the nightmare key, but it cannot have a small key. So.
I love the tech of, like, using the boomerang to grab one of your items, I think, over there. That was very clean.
Yeah,
just like a cute little micro time save.
Oh, definitely. And there are some places where it actually becomes a pretty huge time save that I hope I can show off before too long. There's 100 rupees. So money in chests will always be real, but when we find money just like sitting around in a visible spot on the ground, we are going to start playing a game called Is It Real? Because some of the items in this game are Zol attacks and monsters just drop out of the sky, but you need a sprite for that, and so the sprite is a fake set of rupees or seashell or money, medicine or money. Money is rupees. Also, by the way, it is technically possible to do this room with the boots only. Should also just shout out the fact that the LADXR community is home to many, many amazing runners who can pull off many, many next level things. And if you're interested in just seeing things and saying, I had no idea you could do that, I definitely recommend that you check them out and, you know, marvel at all the things that they are capable of. So, Pippy, oh yeah, sure, go ahead.
Speaking of the community, we've got more love for you from it, if you've got a moment.
I do.
Awesome. We have $100 to NWLC from Dorothy the Destroyer. Darth, it's been fun trading tricks with you since I joined the LADXR community last year, and it's great getting to see you showcase it for Frost Fatales. I hope your seed has exactly the right amount of chaos. Now get out there and wake up a fish.
Thank you, Droth.
We also have a wonderful idea from one of our donors, $8 from Sock that just says, "Let's go lesbians." And that inspires me. Hey chat, how do you feel about an $8 Let's Go Lesbians train for that Take Marin on a Date incentive? We are 60% of the way there, which means an $8 dono train would make it super, super easy. So how about, let's see, where are we at in the timer? At 18 minutes on the timer, let's start an $8 Let's Go Lesbians train for that Take Marin on a Date, and let's get that knocked out super quickly.
Amazing.
Can I
Halfway
issue
there, that's
a
amazing.
challenge to our donors? Because earlier in the week, I was running Skyward Sword randomizer for Fatales, and I said that I needed everyone's help to teach me how to date, because I have no idea, and I'm pretty sure it involves pressing A. So if any of the donors would like to issue Marin dating advice, I'm listening.
Like I like it. Also, I'm just going to hover in this room for a second because I did promise in the Discord, in the Fatales Discord this morning, that I would just acknowledge all the pain this room caused all of us when we were kids, which is the secret to that room is, of course, that you have to kill those enemies in that order, and the game is not super forthcoming with information about it. There's one specific hint in that in this dungeon that actually tells you what to do, but it relies on so I'm just like my own Zelda history. My sister alluded to it in her donation earlier, is that A Link to the Past and The Link's Awakening were big games for us as kids. I remember renting Zelda 1 and Zelda 2 and not getting very far because I was like 6 and rentals were a day, and it turns out you can't finish Zelda 1 by yourself when you're 6 in 24 hours. Who knew? I may, you know what? Like maybe if there's a 6-year-old out there who can do that, then props. So this is our first boss. This is the Bottle Genie. He is a pain. This first phase is a pain. He shoots fireballs at us. He's gonna tell us that our sword won't break this bottle, which is true because we don't have one. So the idea here is that we pick it up and we throw it against the wall, the bottle up and we throw it against the wall, and then he does the first phase again, and this goes over a few times. But it turns out this section of the wall here in the corner is a lot more sturdy than the rest of the wall, because if it clipped in a bit and we throw it in this direction, the bottle smashes right away and we can go straight to the second phase. I don't know why it works, but I'm glad it does. Also the magic rod is 2 hits, which is very nice. At last we've got a map. This game, I like maps. I'm a person who likes maps, but this game oversells the excitement of getting maps, I have to say. Just a little. But a fun thing I learned, I did not discover this, but I didn't know it was going to happen when it happened to me, is that if you do that phase skip in the French or the German versions of the Game Boy game or the Game Boy Color game, you will skip the first phase, and you will create a second Bottle Genie. And I don't know why. You get a second heart container out of it, at least.
They just get 2?
You just get 2. And it's not so bad if they stay on the same... script, because then they just move around together. But if either of them goes off script, yikes, I died. I have all 5 golden leaves. What is happening?
What do the golden leaves go for? Yeah.
The golden leaves are part of the vanilla game. They're not quite the actual trading quest. I'll keep explaining that in a second. This could be 10 arrows. It could be 1 arrow. I'm not going to steal.
Expensive arrow.
I'm not going to steal. Like I said, either way, I think we can agree. This is it's 10 arrows, but I think we can agree that's pricey, right?
That's a bit steep.
We're not going to steal. But here's what we're going to do: is that we're going to save and quit really fast, and we're not going to pay full price for it. Don't try that in real life. That's the Ballad of the Windfish, by the way. Yeah. Yeah, it's okay. We have like a frequent buyer's card. It's fine.
Hey, we're less than $500 from $95,000 for National Women's Law Center.
Yo, that's exciting. That's
also,
exciting.
I have so much love for you from the community whenever you got time.
Please do.
All right. We have $305 from Zeldathon Archipelago community. Hey Darth, it's Caps, Asmo, Palm, Dolphin, Arrow, Trina, Hop-Up, and Linky, all here to wish you luck on today's run. Show that nightmare who's boss, keep raising money for a fantastic cause, and may all your future runs never require Mambo checks, less than 3. We also have...
I was just going to say, we love Mambo. I hope that meant Mamu. That's different.
We also have $25 from Eric MG that says, darthplagal is awesome. Shout out to Scarf Dragon.
Yes, we love Scarf Dragon.
And as a quick update, folks, we are just under $2,000 of the $3,000 needed for that Taking Baron on a Date incentive. Keep on going, everyone. ! Donate in the chat. Assign your donation towards that incentive. And of course, every donation is getting us closer to that $98,000 milestone to have Donkey Kong 64 run after this run.
Very exciting. I really want to see Donkey Kong 64. The thing I should explain is a little thing about logic. So I might, over the course of the run, talk about normal logic or hard logic or glitch logic. A thing is either in logic or it's not. But when you're generating a seed, you can decide what kind of tricks the seed will expect from you. So this here, what I'm going to do is actually not that hard, but it's considered a hard logic trick because it's not something that would be expected in normal gameplay. And because Pippy mentioned before about like grabbing stuff with the face, that's the face key that distracted me. With the boomerang, is that you can do this.
Oh.
You can just sort of nab that from there, even though the game does not expect me to have that right now, which is a nice fun thing.
I've definitely seen, like, in that room, people do, like, trick jumps and stuff. I was not expecting to just pick it up through a rock. That's way faster.
Yeah. I've learned a lot of cool stuff in here that would be largely useless in a vanilla speedrun. I just want to shout out that Zeldathon Archipelago donation. That crew is amazing. Zeldathon is amazing. There are monthly async games that lots of people participate in. But I played live distance, like remote but live archipelago with all of those fine folks during the last Zeldathon, and everybody. We each played a different Zelda game, and it was a ton of fun, and for a different great cause. So I appreciated that a lot. Thank you. And I was explaining the Golden Leaves. So the Golden Leaves are not part of the main trading quest, but they are a thing that you get. There's a character not too bombs. There's a character not too far from here. Richard. He lives in the villa. Richard used to live in the castle. He is actually visiting us from another game about frogs that I keep meaning to play and haven't. We'll just pop in and say hi to him real quick. But I want to see that's Richard. These are his frogs. I have all 5 golden leaves right now. I could talk to him and do this the normal way, but you know what? Since I know that the game is telling me that I have to do it, let's do a speedrun thing I learned for the randomizer. And I should also say, this game is the reason I am in the Fatals Discord, because it is the game of the month for November or December 2022. And this is one of, I thought, it would be really cool. I was already playing the randomizer. It would be really cool to learn some speedrun tech, and maybe it would help me with the randomizer. And this is a commons vanilla speedrun trick that has helped me in the randomizer a lot. This is Villa Skip. So this is the one thing I mentioned to both Pippy and Zell. I might need to listen for a sound cue, so I'm just gonna turn my own volume up slightly. And there will be some menu buffering. Sorry. That was not how that works. That's okay. Neither was that. The game's being a little bit finicky. There we go.
Oh my goodness.
Yep. Yep. So what we did there, this is done to avoid needing the golden leaves in the vanilla speedrun. Because the golden leaves are all in Canalit Castle, and that's kind of a pain. Here's another cute statue. I did know that game, thank you. This game, by the way, has helpful hints, and it has some joke hints as well. And I think my favorite joke hint is the one that tells me that the desert has sand. Thanks, game.
In case we needed to know.
Just in case. Just in case you were wondering. Yeah.
That's where they keep it.
Mm-hmm. Which is funny because the beach already also has sand.
We're starting to get some lesbian dating advice whenever you're ready for that.
Oh my
Please.
goodness.
We have $8 from Bardic Feline. Let's go lesbians! Let's date Marin. I suggest we woo her with song. And then
good idea.
We also have $8 from Game Boy Light. Pressing A is a great start, but the best piece of dating advice I ever got is to hold your date up directly above you. Grandma will show us the tried and true method, so let's get that date chat. And as a reminder, folks, we are still just over $1,000 away, like $1,000 in like 20, something like that. Math is hard. We're so close. When you donate, make sure you assign your donation towards that incentive, and keep joining that $8 lesbian dating advice train.
You are all crushing that. Well done. So in the villa there, we got this guy. This is not an actual item in the game. This is a temporary companion character in the game. But look, Pippy. We can have, just like Skyward Sword, we can be carried around by a bird.
Oh, I love him.
They're practically the same game.
Listen, you can't tell me that that's not a Loftwing. It might be a Cucko, but there aren't Cuccos in Skyward Sword, and I was told that Skyward Sword is the first game in the Zelda timeline, so I choose to believe that Cuccos are just like what Loftwings turned into after years of evolution. You
heard it here first, everybody.
Also, did that little owl friend tell you how to get magic powder that you don't need because you got some from the trendy game?
Exactly, yeah. So that was not... The magic powder is guaranteed to be an item somewhere, and I should also explain that I now have bombs. I found bombs earlier. Bombs work more like they do in Ocarina of Time in this game than they do in A Link to the Past. See, here's Link. We found Link.
Hi, Link.
Link needs us to bring him a broom. But we haven't found the broom yet. But Link is here. But he's just enjoying a peaceful life in Animal Village.
he goes on a lot of adventures. It was Granny's turn. We're fair and equitable here.
Exactly. We just he needs to. It's a quiet life. It's like that Rogue One meme. It's a peaceful life.
Oh, I love that you just have a cuckoo as your, like, B button icon.
Rooster goes on B. I don't think people actually have strong opinions about what button the rooster goes on. But this is what we call bomb arrow cave, because if I had arrows, I could have shot a projectile bomb and just taken out that cracked rock there. But I have the rooster, so that's actually a little bit faster.
I appreciate that you have a problem that could be solved with violent explosives, but instead we have chicken.
Bird.
And that's
better. Birds are the answer. Birds are always the answer. Okay, so this is the desert area. We did walk past that walrus on the way in. He's not blocking the way like he is in the vanilla game. This Landmola is about to have a very bad day. See, he's done.
Oh.
The boomerang is super powerful. It's the end of the vanilla trading quest. It's at the end of the vanilla trading quest for a reason. You are not expected to have it in the early game, just tearing through stuff, but it, and also to an extent the magic rod, they are not full-on replacements for the sword. I'm still gonna need a sword very much. The 3 songs also, those are items, and the 3 song, see, there's more magic powder hints. The three song cutscenes are checks. So, we might be seeing some of those later.
We get to listen to Mambo Mambo?
Oh, we're not leaving the seed until we've heard Monbo's Mambo. It was actually a thing I specifically talked about with Warlink, who vetted my seed. Some shout-out should not wait until the end. Warlink, I think, started vetting seeds for me the day the Frost schedule dropped, and put a lot of time into it. And I know because he sent me a second choice seed last night, so I could run a dress rehearsal for myself, and it was timed just about perfectly that he really vetted according to the way I run things. So that is a thing I appreciate. Thank your seed vetters, everyone. They do important work.
We got more community love for you whenever you want it.
Please.
Awesome. We have $25 from Mawuru, who says, "I'm not jealous Plagal got feathers so fast. Not at all."
Thanks, Mawuru.
And then we also have $10 from Game Boy Light, who says, "We gotta take Marin on a date. Also, Ocean Bike made me cry. Let's go, criers."
Aww.
And I just want to give a quick update on that Take Marin on a Date incentive. We now have less than $1,000 to go on that incentive, so I know we can meet it so easily. We do also have a brand new bid war that just opened. That is for Donkey Kong 64 coming up after. We want to know who's your favorite Kong. There's lots of options there. You can check that out when you go to !donate or gdq.gg/donate.
You are all crushing that milestone. I'm excited. Okay, so I'm going to do something here. I mentioned the castle earlier and Richard. When you first go talk to Richard in the vanilla game, he says, I got thrown out of my castle. I left my golden leaf there. Can you go back and find my golden leaf? And you say, "Sure, Richard, I'll find your golden leaf." And he says, "Great, there are 5. And you can't get into the castle until you bring a Kiki the monkey some bananas. The trading quest is very funny. It's very funny in Archipelago because someone will be like, "I think I found your dog food." But we're sneaking in because we don't have the bananas and we can't pay Kiki in bananas to build us a bridge. We are sneaking in from the back. And what we just saw there is an example of one of the many ways that having the rooster can really make the game a lot less linear, because I just used it in place of the flippers and used it to fly over the water there. You can do that on screens when your entry into and your exit out of the water are on the same screen. You can't transition. You can't screen transition with the rooster. But if where you're going is on the same screen, you can use it like that, and it really changes up how the game is paced and where you get access to. So this is the castle.
I appreciate this as a person who also cannot swim but is small enough to be lifted by birds.
Life hack. There's the red tunic. So I have enough health now that I will happily take the red tunic. The game is not just like saying I've lost my blue tunic forever. If you played vanilla, you know that the sort of in-game hint mechanism is that there are phone booths around the island, and you can call Ulrira, who I think is canonically Grandma's husband, and he will indicate where you should go next, but you have to call him. If you go into the house in the village, he's very shy and won't talk to you. But we're coming up, I'm very excited, we're coming up, not this one, on being able to show you the thing I alluded to earlier when Pippy mentioned it being really nice to be able to save time by grabbing a thing with the boomerang, which is that the boomerang will go over these guardrails. So I can not only take out the ball and chain guard with the boomerang, I can also take the item. And not have to go outside and then inside the other door again.
The heights on that are so trippy. My brain wants to think that the boomerang just like went down and came back up.
Or that the ball and chain guard was really, really tall.
Yeah.
Or both.
He's really tall. He dropped a really tall item.
It's a giant honeycomb.
I like that you just chuck the rooster.
There's no way to set him down gently, unfortunately, but I think he's used to it. He's up for it. Okay.
He's getting a boost. He wants to fly real high and real fast. I combined high and fast, and it came out fi, and I think that says a lot about me.
It's okay. It's just a reference to a different game in the same series.
Yeah.
And I was being carried around by a bird, like we said before. You know, I can see how that would happen. Hey, and that is the second power bracelet. So this is a strength upgrade, and it is indicating to me that I might, once I can get there, which I can't right now, I might want to consider prioritizing Dungeon 6, Face Shrine. Pippy and I were talking about Face Shrine before in the call before we went live because Face Shrine is where Facade lives, and Facade is a boss who lives in the floor.
I love him. He's the best. Like, best 2D Zelda boss. Feel free to tell me all of your hot takes via donations as to why I'm wrong, but I'll know in my heart that I'm right, that Floor Face is the best 2D Zelda boss.
I'd love some of those to come in via donations. !donate in chat, gdq.gg/donate.
That would be great. I think it was the Zeldathon donation where they said, may the seashells be plentiful, and they are. They are very plentiful. So the seashells are gating 3 checks. Every time you get a secret seashell in the vanilla game, you get a message that says, if you collect enough of these, something good just might happen. And if you go into the seashell hut with exactly 5 or exactly 10 seashells, you'll get an extra bonus seashell. And if you go in with 20, you get the level 2 sword, which is more powerful than the sword you get at the start of the game. It's not required. It's not like in A Link to the Past situation where there are lore implications and there's certain things you can only do with the level 2 sword. And I do know, one of the things I know about Skyward Sword and Skyward Sword Rando is that there are many swords.
Oh, there are a lot of sword upgrades.
There are many swords.
A lot of Zelda games kind of get addicted to that of Skyward Sword's got 6, I think Wind Waker's got 4, if I remember correctly. Twilight Princess has got a few. Like, having only 2 sword upgrades is a foreign concept.
And the second one isn't even necessary. I do remember when I talked about that big Zeldathon Archipelago segment at the marathon, that we did a lot of practice, and it was a lot of fun to hang out with that whole group that was named in the donation there. But it just kept coming up that, like, well, you know, people would start hinting items, and then, you know, like that Hop would say, oh, that's actually behind my sword number 4. Or I thought, for, you know, if the name of the game has sword in it, I would expect it to have a lot of swords, so that tracks.
I do also love about any archipelago that, as you said, sometimes it's like, oh, we got a dog food over here, and like my favorite thing is when you find a big old beehive or a can of dog food, and somebody goes, "Oh, that's actually really important."
Yep. Yep.
Oh, progressive house, I need that.
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Having like Stardew Valley. Yeah, the Stardew Valley items are hilarious. Arrow was named
Progressive child. Yup.
Yep. Mine elevator. Babies. Yeah. Definitely a fun time. Just gonna pick up 2 items here real quick. This is where we would normally come for the face key, but I already have the face key, so we know it's not there. More help.
While you're doing that, you got time for a couple donations?
Absolutely.
All right. First, though, folks, I want to remind you that we have like less than an hour left on this run, and also it's a randomizer, so like randomizers can suddenly finish shockingly easy quickly. So we still need $3,303 to unlock our final run of the night, the bonus run of DK64. Every donation you make goes towards this milestone. But we also are working on getting that incentive to take Marn on a date here at the end of Link's Awakening DX. And that was helped through donations like this $15 from Alice Ujasu, who says, "Best of luck, darthplagal. Love seeing LADX runs, and let's get that date with Marin." Thank you so much for that donation. That's a great reminder. It doesn't need to be a lot of money, even $15 going towards the incentive. If a bunch of people donate $15, that gets us closer to both that date, Let's Go Lesbians date, and as well that milestone of DK64. So everyone, keep donating. Time is going to come much faster than you think.
Well, those flippers definitely unlocked some stuff as well, which is very exciting. That was the Armos night there. The magic rod makes that fight a lot less stressful than if you're going in with a sword, especially if you're going in with a sword and very little health, because assuming it's the level 1 sword, you need to do it with the spin slashes, which means you got to get in real close to him. Oops.
Yeah.
Also, Alex, good luck.
Oh, sorry.
No, I was just gonna say good luck. Good luck. Have fun, Alice, tomorrow with Final Fantasy VI.
I can't help us notice we're like 40 minutes into the run right now, and we still do not have a sword, which does seem quite unusual for a Zelda game.
It does. I've had Go Mode Sword before. Because
incredible.
the really interesting thing about the randomizer is that, like, because you end up, especially with something like the rooster, you can end up doing stuff in a completely different order than you would expect to. Like, the original intention here was that you would use the hook shot, right, to get across this gap, but I don't have the hook shot, so oops. So first I'm going to accidentally equip magic powder instead of the rooster, and then I'm going to properly equip the rooster and fly across this pit instead of using the hook shot that I don't yet have. So Face Shrine. Who knew? We didn't know. I didn't. It's the when you set a reduced number of instruments, you don't know which ones are going to be required of you. There is a setting, if this is something that is of interest to folks, there is a setting where the seed will decide what instruments it wants you to do, and then you can find out what instruments you need from a sign outside of the egg. But for this mode, I can get any 4 instruments, and the path kind of makes itself clear as we go and we find items. So now that look how strong Grandma is now. Now that she has the level 2 power bracelet, these giant statues are just coming up like they're nothing.
Do you think Grandma could use some dating advice?
Yes.
You're never too old for dating advice.
Well, fantastic, because I have more dating advice in the form of donations. $8 from Aura Dragoness, who says, "I may be a lesbian, but I am a girl who likes romance, so I'm counting it. There are others in chat who can agree. You may fascinate a woman by giving her a piece of cheese. I know it works on me. Much love from me and the rest of Swag Fam Plagal. May your run be lucky and your baguette be mighty." Thank you so much for joining that $8 donation train. We are now just over $900 away on that Take Marn on a Date incentive. We need to get that met before this run finishes. And that's being made helpful through donations like $5 from Dorothea the Destroyer, who says, "All right, I know it's implied you wanted good dating advice, but I don't have any of that. What I have for Marin specifically is maybe try and talk her out of the whole 'I wish I was a seagull' thing. Being a seagull sounds terrible."
I also never did say it had to be good dating advice. It's fine if it's terrible dating advice. That just means it has extra entertainment value.
She just asked for advice. Yeah, she's right.
You know, we will take any advice. And with that, we are now less than $900 away, 70% of the way there. Keep going, everyone. Every donation towards that Take Marin on a Date incentive gets us closer to that bonus game as well. And, oh, hang on. We're $11 away from 95,000.
Oh my goodness.
Sweet.
Who's going to be the person who snipes that?
That's in sniping range. Oh, that's so in sniping range.
$11. Get us to 95,000. Put it towards Take Marin on a Date. I know you can do it. Just like Heidi did with $58, saying some extra for this dono train to take Marin on a date. Thank you for that extra.
Thank you so much, y'all. I was about to be like, oh my gosh, we're less than like 300 a day. I blinked and it changed. Y'all are doing incredible.
Those are the best kind. And then you're like, am I looking at this properly? It's Yoshi! Okay, can I tell you? So that is the original text in the game. It's like Link's Awakening came out in 1993, right? So Yoshi we were aware of Yoshi for a couple of years at that point, but the dialogue says Yoshi seems to be showing up in many games, and the sweetest, my favorite part of the Switch remake is that when you win the Yoshi doll at the trendy game, it says you've lost track of how many games Yoshi's in now, and I just thought that was a really cute, really sweet nod to the original, but also in a way that reflected the fact that it was made so much later, and that made me really happy. I'm just gonna
did seem to get quite a few items while we were talking about dating advice. That was a hook shot. There was a hook shot. A lot in randomizers.
It does. It's actually, we're gonna get our second instrument here. I should not. Okay, I guess I'm gonna demonstrate a few different ways to deal with Wizrobes. Wizrobes are really annoying in this game. You cannot use, not that I have one, but you cannot use the sword on Wizrobes in this game. It's annoying. But yes, I did find the hookshot at Southern Face Shrine, and that is going to let me finish Dungeon 5, which we're going to do after I leave here.
Oh, hey, we've hit $95,000.
Yo! Yo! That is exciting.
But keep going, everyone. We need 98,000 before the start of Donkey Kong 64 in order to have that bonus run tonight, so keep on donating.
We also have not yet hit taking Marin on a date. Very important.
Yes.
Dates are expensive. This goes for real life, I think, too. So we have to help Granny pay for it. Apparently they don't take rupees.
$851 left to get that Take Marin on a Date incentive.
That's
Granny
so soon.
has expensive taste.
Yes. So in the vanilla, I should equip the boomerang. Vanilla Face Shrine is where you get the level 2 power bracelet, and like, you know, traditional Zelda dungeons, you have to you like the dungeon expects you to use the item that you got in the dungeon. Like that's just how that works. But if you already have the level 2 power bracelet, this dungeon goes very quickly. And if you don't, and you find that you need to dive it for some reason, it becomes, depending on where the nightmare key is on this mode, where the small keys and the nightmare keys are shuffled, but they're shuffled in their original dungeon. You can end up doing it if you know certain tricks without the level 2 power bracelet. But I was happy to come in here today because we can just sort of clear this out. Where am I in terms of keys? Okay. Is this a small key? No, that's the nightmare key. Okay. Okay, let's do a fun thing. This should work with the magic rod. There's a mini boss fight. It's not the mini boss fight, but there's a mini boss fight in this dungeon where we bomb some dodongos, as is tradition, and then we would have to hookshot to this block over here and use the key that I don't have. There are 3 small keys. I have 2 to get up and then get to the vanilla nightmare key chest, which is north of here. But I have the feather and a magic rod, and a sword would also do, and I can trick the game into thinking I'm jumping off a ledge when I am in fact not. And I realized I had not shown off a super jump yet, so I was excited to do that there. to get this
I
map.
love how late in the dungeons you've been getting the maps.
Yeah.
It's like you already finished the entire dungeon.
Hey!
Here's
yeah.
a map of it.
Yeah, yeah.
Just commemorate the occasion.
Yeah, it's like a souvenir. It's one of those souvenir maps, you know, like the gift shop.
Yeah, you can go.
You put it on the fridge.
On the wall.
Yeah. The framed ones. Maybe that's what it is.
Hey,
They're also taking
getting
the
closer to that Marin date. $828 left. Come on, keep on donating, keep assigning.
I believe.
Granny will thank you very much if she gets to go hang out with Marin.
Exactly.
Oh, I love this boss. Also, you took his orb.
Yep. We took his orb. A lot of people, I'll get into these rooms. Smasher also appears in Dungeon 8. Everybody likes to say, but he's so cute. And he is cute. He is cute. But he's playing a little aggressively. I think we can all agree.
You know,
I mean, also, is there anything more speedrun event than taking his orb?
Orb.
We are also now less than $800 away, $778 to take
So
Marin.
close.
Keep going, everyone. Also, we have more dating advice when you're ready for it.
Yes, please. While I fight these tiles.
All right. We have $8 from Lion Tamer 54321 who says, $8 for the lesbian dating advice train? Oh, wait. I got nervous. Maybe I'll just pine from afar instead. You know, that is an option. I wouldn't recommend it, but what I would recommend is going to gdq.gg/donate and donating to the National Women's Law Center and assigning that donation to the Take Marin on a Date so that you don't have to pine from a distance. You can instead watch it on the screen. Now, we have another piece of dating advice. $10 from Work Legos who says, dating advice. In French, marin means sailor or seafaring. When you raise marin over your head, you will be sous-marin. Sous-marin can also mean submarine, underwater, sub-sandwich, and spy. Feel free to use these fun language facts as conversation starters on your date. Let's go, lesbians.
I like language facts. That's great.
You could be a submarine, a sandwich, or a spy. That last one was unexpected.
Why not all three?
Yes, why not all three? I love this. This was a very fun language fact. I feel educated.
Shoutouts to the horse heads, the real final boss. They're not the real final boss, but the RNG is a thing that exists.
RNG is usually the real final boss of randomizers. RNG is what is going to determine where the actual final boss might be, or in terms of probably not what room it is, but what rooms you have to go through to get there.
Yep. Exactly. So we are almost completely through Face Shrine. We are just, all that's left to do is visit Facade on the floor. I'm so glad that, you know, Pippy mentioned that earlier when we were talking earlier, and that we are going to get to do it, because I couldn't guarantee that we were going to get to do it, but we are. It's happening. So this room is always
a good friend.
This room's always a bit nerve-wracking. It's okay for you to fall down the pit. It is not okay for you to fall down the vacuum. Because the vacuum will send you back to the start of the dungeon, which is not ideal. It's not ideal. Okay, so we are going to go fight Facade. You fight Facade with bombs. I'm going to try something here. Maybe? No. Okay, almost. If you are able to drop your third bomb fast enough, you will get a hit in before he starts talking, or just as he starts talking. And that just reduces the number of hits you have to do during this phase where he starts throwing floor tiles at you. And that one was also too early, but that's okay.
We have more dating advice. We have $8 from Speedy saying, dating advice, consent is hot, people. Consent make things happen. And you know what also makes things happen? Your donations. We're at $768 left for that date Marin incentive. Remember when you donate to make sure you assign it towards the incentive.
Did you just beat a dungeon boss and get a small key?
I did, because in this case, the last small key, that one that I skipped there, through the super jump, that was in this case it was not gating anything super important, so the game didn't put it earlier. It could have been gating something super important, in which case I would have to go back in, but I know it wasn't super important, and we don't. And I
just wanted to also say I appreciate that when you put down the bombs, you were just giving Facade a nose. Like, he's got the rest of the face down, he just needed a nose. You're helping.
That's all we're doing. We're helping. Yeah, it's, unfortunately it happens to blow up on him, but we're trying to help.
We didn't promise him a functional nose.
No. All right, so you're also part of the trading quest. You're supposed to bring we bring the mermaid back her necklace, and in return she would give us one of the scales of her tails. But today her tail is made out of seashells.
That's actually not too odd.
Yeah, that sounds fun, and it's thematically appropriate. I'm also realizing before that I talked about finishing Dungeon 5, and then I realized I don't have a sword, and I need a sword. So we're going to do a couple of checks in the overworld just to see if that might be where the sword is, and if I have to go in there without one.
While you're doing those checks, you got time for a couple more donations?
Absolutely.
We have $200 to the National Women's Law Center from Grandma Appreciator, who says, I offered these 10 red rupees to the shopkeeper for those excellent arrows, but he preferred it go to the National Women's Law Center. Who am I to argue? Indeed, who are we to argue with donating to the National Women's Law Center? And keep on, we're getting there. It's slow going, but we are getting closer to getting that Marin date. We want to see that. We also have opinions about bosses. $15 from Lay, who says, no love for Head Thwomp Boss from Oracle of Ages?
No.
No.
We also have $100 from Tartar Darkness. Excellent run so far, Darth. Absolutely love Granny. Donating in honor of my grandmother, who always wanted a flamethrower attachment for her car. Less than 3.
I love that. I love that so much.
That's such a cool granny.
I know, and we kind of alluded to that here when she got this granny got the magic rods so early. Oops.
Oh, hey, you know what's also really cool? We have $500 from the Yeti.
Oh my goodness.
Hey all, Yeti here. We know we say this a lot, but we really mean it this time. Thank you to everyone who's turned up so far to pick up a tea from our official Frost Fatales collection. Every tea you pick up helps to raise even more funds for the National Women's Law Center. And if you haven't picked up a tea yet, don't sweat. You've got through the rest of Frost Fatales to check out the collection and see what we've got over at theyeti.com/frostfatales. Like Great Grandma Yeti used to say, it's never too late to get your next favorite shirt. And this is putting us even closer to that bonus game. We are now at, oh, let me do the math, $95,618 of the 98 needed. That's 97% of the way there. A little over 2,000 left. Come on, everyone. You have like 30 minutes.
I believe in y'all. Is that a sword?
It is. It
looks kind of like a broom.
It is, because, and I'm so excited that you all chose Grandma, that is a detail of the Grandma Sprite set, is that her broom, her sprite, her sword, I can talk, her sword is a broom. And she's gonna fight enemies with her broom. And it's the best. But
she doesn't need anything else.
Yeah, first we're gonna visit Yip Yip, the world's most stylish dog, who's gonna take the ribbon we received and give us 10 arrows.
I appreciate that Yip Yip can talk in perfect English.
Yeah, and look how great she looks.
Full sentences. She looks fantastic.
She looks so good. We love Yip Yip. That location, if you have watched, true any % speedruns, that location is going to be very familiar because the doghouse is where the doghouse glitch happens. The community tends, there are, frequent community live races and async races, and folks do abide by the speedrun no wrong warp no to bounds rules. So not a lot of doghouse glitching in the randomizer because it would kind of defeat the purposes. But those crystals I just took out, those are sword specific. I have to use the sword on those. There's a very complicated method of dealing with those involving RNG manipulation on the bats and the hookshot that I have never tried. But in this game, specific game's expected logic, I have to use the sword, and the sword is those crystal things are also blocking my way into the mountain as well. So swords are important. I also
just noticed that your sword on your B button is also a broom. That's so cute.
The details are so good. So many great little. We didn't just replace
one sprite. We replaced every sprite.
There are some of the sprites that are available with the randomizer will also change what the rupees look like. Like if you choose Rosa was one of the options, Rosa from Oracle of Seasons, the rupees all become ore chunks from Oracle of Seasons, which is another great touch. So this is Dungeon 1. It is where you normally get the vanilla feather. It is it's sort of like your starter dungeon, the first dungeon, but there's a check in here I cannot do. I'll show you the room. I'll explain why I cannot do it. So I'm hoping the nightmare key is not in that chest. Okay, this was an early map. Look, we got an early map.
Just over $200 left for that date Marin incentive.
Oh my goodness, we're getting so close!
Yeah.
Come on, everyone, we want to help Granny go on a date.
Yeah.
She's been getting really excited about it. She got out her broom and everything.
Yep.
And tried on 2 different outfits so far this seed.
It's true. 3 if you count the green tunic that we started with.
That's so true. 3 different outfits. Which one do you like the best?
I mean, it's like going to... Like, me personally?
I mean, this could be a question for anyone.
It could be a question for
Sel, chat,
yes.
Anybody. Which outfit do you think is the most stylish?
I mean, I think I like the little tinges of red that appear all throughout her sprite, like we see, and also blue and green. You can see it in her hair bun just a little bit, but I think the red really suits her, and I also like having more power. I don't need to do the super jump. I have all the small keys, but this was the first super jump I learned, so I do it every time. That is super helpful in a keys mode. Because that means you can get through this dungeon on 1 fewer small key, but I will be honest and use the small key. But learning that super jump for the first time felt really, really cool.
I have more dating advice.
Please.
Oh.
All right, $25 from Sparrow. Dating advice number 1. Info dump on your special interest early to check compatibility. Dating advice number 2, head pats. And you know what? The dating advice was so powerful, we just met that date Marin incentive. Thank you everyone so much. Now,
oh my goodness.
Well, that's extremely exciting. I also want to remind everyone that we have less than 30 minutes to raise $1,600 so that we can have DK64. We got the Marin date, but now we need Donkey Kong. What's a date without some bananas?
It's true. You need energy and stuff.
Yeah. Potassium is good for when you're nervous for your date, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know.
100%. So
also,
mold on there.
Correct me if I'm wrong. This is our 3rd instrument as
that
well.
Is number.
To give
that is
chat
that
a
is.
bit of.
Yeah. Exactly.
A bit of a scale of where we are in terms of how much time you have left.
Yeah. Exactly. I'm going to be real with you. I have everything I need to finish Dungeon 5 now. But I also want to make sure, like, I would kind of like to. I wouldn't say no to a little more health, so I'm gonna check out a few more things before we head down to Dungeon 5, I think. Also, with Moldorm there, boss of that dungeon, that is a boss that requires the sword. Even though the boomerang and the magic rod are super powerful, Moldorm will not take damage from them. So that's another reason why swords matter. Swords matter a lot.
Or brooms.
Or brooms, yes, right. We did discuss this. We said we would stay broom. Although the thing is, there is a broom item as part of the trading quest, so that's a little bit. That's convoluting things just a bit, but it's still. I think it's still worth saying broom.
That was a very detailed drawing of Princess Peach.
It really was. We're doing the world's shortest mail delivery quest here, and we are bringing Mr. Wright a letter that was addressed to him and he's going to give us 20 rupees for it. Can I just say, and maybe like other Zelda games have trading quests and things. In the vanilla game, he gives you the broom. You bring him a letter and he says, all I have is this broom to say thank you with. And then in real life, that would be kind of annoying. And in real life, I would much rather somebody give me money. But when you get money in the randomizer, it's almost a little bit disappointing if you don't need it. I would rather have progression, right?
You can almost afford to buy that Marin's head from the shop.
True. It's true. That is the Ballad of the Windfish. That is because that is how it is represented in the menu when you have the ocarina. But I don't have the ocarina. That's the other thing I really need, right? I mean, I really need the ocarina for reasons.
So you have one more instrument left. How close would you say you are to beating the seed?
Catfish's Maw will depend on how deep the Nightmare Key is, and I'm gonna probably head there after this, but I can also, Catfish's Maw is the one I can finish totally in logic. So we could be out of here in like 15 minutes.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
You heard Darth, everyone. We have $1,500 left to get that DK64 bonus game. Every single donation goes toward it. You don't need to worry about assigning it to anything. Just get your donation in so that we can have more Frost Fatales 2026.
I believe.
Also, so you can see Donkey Kong.
Yeah, that's also an amazing reason. I found the slime key there. I am not going to go into Key Cavern because I don't need to. I also don't have. I never found the boots. That's interesting. The seed aligned itself in a way that I did not need to find the boots. But I am also going to just very quickly do this check on the beach, and then we're going to head down. We're going to head down to Catfish's Maw. This is normally where you get the boomerang, and he's going to give me magic powder, which I do not need.
I do realize also, you said earlier that one of the trading quest items was bringing a monkey a banana?
Yes.
Can we instead bring it to Donkey Kong?
You know what, actually, I just want to shout out like the whole TDQ team and games committee and everything, and the design team, and I talked to the design team about some specifics with, I swear these things are connected. Talked to the design team about some things connected to the layout and the tracker and stuff, and they showed me a screenshot of how they were thinking the tracker would look, and it had Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze in the game section, and then they joked, they said, this is how we're telling you that's actually the game you're going to run at Frost. And then I screenshotted the part of the tracker that has the bananas, and I said, well, I'm ready. It's ready. It can handle it. We've got, we're ready. So
less than $1,500 for Donkey Kong 64. Keep going, everyone.
Here's our monkey. Here's Kiki. But we have nothing for Kiki right now, so we unfortunately have to head on.
Kiki is waiting for Donkey Kong.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. Kiki. We stopped there.
Bananas.
Yes. We stopped there to motivate you, chat, to get the rest of that incentive done. I believe you crushed that Marin date incentive so fast. Like.
Also, we can accept donations, I believe, during the Marin date. Can we not? Or can we not?
Indeed, we can. We do have more dating advice, but I also want to remind folks, if you want to tell us a little bit about who's your favorite Kong, we do have that bid war open now that we've gotten the date. If you want to tell us who your favorite Kong is, you can donate towards that. Right now, Cranky Kong and Lanky Kong are both tied with $50, but you can change that with your donation, and every donation goes to helping us get closer to getting DK64.
Is one of the Kong options Kiki?
Is Kiki a secret Kong?
Let me check.
How does Kiki's line fit into the DK rap? I need to know about the expanded canon.
hey, donors. I'm going to challenge you. Write Kiki into the DK64 rap and I'll do it.
Please do it. She will. She totally will. I have watched other marathons. I have watched other marathons where Cell has done amazing meme donation reads. And they were legendary. So this is Dungeon 5 Catfish's Maw. This is where we normally get the hookshot. This is one of my favorite dungeons because it has lore, it has a story. We need this small key to get into the rest of the dungeon. You have very early access to this room. Nothing happens in this room right away. I remember just piecing together what was going on, playing this for the first time as a kid. As my sister referenced, we played it with our dad. Good times. But we come into Catfish's Maw, and we're going to do a couple of checks here. It's much easier when you already have the hookshot, which we do.
Yeah, I feel like it's pretty standard, like, Zelda dungeon-style randomizer fare, that, like, if you already have the dungeon item, you're pretty solid in terms of being able to clear quickly.
Yeah, just
going into any dungeon without the dungeon item, it feels very scary.
It really does.
Unless you are prepared to do way too many tricks.
Yep.
Which is also, I would argue, fun, but not everyone's taste, and also not always the fastest option.
Agreed. Absolutely agreed. In this case especially, there was that, I did that first hookshot maneuver across that huge pit. That's hookshot gated on this level, in this type of logic. And then going down to the basement there to get I had to slash all these little crystal obstacle things. That's sword gated. And then getting through the underground area, that's feather gated on this particular type of logic. So there are a lot of things that are not even the dungeon item that are gating, could potentially be gating access to the small key that's gating most of this dungeon. But we're gonna come in here, and we're gonna... Master Stelphos is going to very dramatically drop down from the ceiling. And we're going to hit him and bomb him 3 times. And he's going to give up. And tell us he's out of here. Now, in vanilla, in the original game, this chest is, according to the story, supposed to have the hookshot. And today it has a pineapple because randomizers are fun. But if you were to, if we were to play the vanilla game, the item that is there is sort of a note from Master Stelphos saying, haha, I got what was inside this box, come and get it. And that is an item in this game. And if you're playing Link's Awakening DX in Archipelago, it shows up in the tracker as nothing. Like, it'll be like if Pippy and I were playing and she had that item, it would say, Pippy sent nothing to darthplagal.
Oh, I wanted it to be like a threat or something like that. Like something very concerning. A taunt, maybe more accurate. A taunt.
I like a taunt, yes. That's a good one. But it's always funny because
Oh, sorry. Oh, the ocarina!
We got the ocarina, which, I was hoping for this, because here's what's gonna happen. We're gonna finish this dungeon, we're gonna find, I don't have the nightmare key yet, I need the nightmare key. We're gonna find the nightmare key, we're gonna beat the boss, and before we get out of this seed, gang, we are gonna do the most important thing in this game.
Oh, hey, we are just over $1,300 away from that milestone. Keep going, everyone, including $25 from Ruby Sun, who says, ooh, banana.
A classic. A classic banana. Can we also ooh pineapple, or is that against the rules?
I think it should be allowed in this game. It should be fine. The pineapple is also part of the trading quest. Things you don't realize until you're playing stuff out of order, there's the nightmare key, until you're playing the game out of order, is how much food is actually involved in the trading quest. Because you bring the purpose of the pineapple is to bring it up to Popal on Telltale Heights. A thing I think about every time I play this game, and it's really nice that Ocean Bike talked about us playing it with our dad when we were kids, is that when you first meet Popal, he's at home, he lives with his wife and their quadruplets in the village. We saw the mom when we brought in the Yoshi doll earlier and got our broom sword. But Popal's there in vanilla, and you talk to him, and he specifically tells you, I'm gonna get lost in the mountains later. And I know that
he
my dad...
just knows that ahead of time. Okay.
Yeah, and I mean, I know that my dad is not the only person to make this observation, but he said, if you know you're going to get lost in the mountains later, you could simply not get lost in the mountains later. Just an idea.
Like, I would also say, like, if you know you're gonna get lost, maybe ask for directions ahead of time. Maybe have GPS or a map. However, the map you have to beat the dungeon boss as we all know.
Yeah, he needs the maps. Why are we getting the maps when Papal needs the maps? But he's hungry. He's stuck up there and he's hungry, and you give him the pineapple. But you don't realize how much food there is until you come to him with bananas and he won't take them, because that's not the right part in the trading quest. So I have all the small keys, so I can show you that the intent is that I come in here and fight the Goma twins, because this door is going to stop it's going to lock as soon as I go in there. But I don't want to.
Oh.
That got patched out of later versions of the game, which was very sad and disappointing. But that is one of my favorite skips, because that is an annoying mini boss fight.
$1,200 left to go for DK64.
Oh, we're so close.
Oh, it's so close.
I would also say, in defense of the guy figuring out that he's going to get lost later, I have also definitely texted friends as a joke, like, oh, I just got here, but like, no rush, I'm gonna get lost for a bit, thinking that I'm kidding, and then actually gotten lost for 20 minutes.
Okay, that's fair.
And did not know where I was, so like, maybe it was a joke? Maybe he didn't think he would need a pineapple.
Hey, $600 left to DK64.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, gang, you got this. Everyone. You got this.
That number just keeps going up. Keep on going. Also, we have $10 from Breathtaking Legend, who says, "Ooh, pineapple."
We did it. That was Slime Eel. Slime Eel pokes 4 holes in the wall, and then randomly decides which ones to come out of. And that is a boss that also requires the sword as well as the hook shot, so that you can pull him out. And it is always 8 hits. I have the red tunic, and that didn't change anything. The level 2 sword would not change anything. I think that actually makes that fight a bit slower, because the animation, I think, is a little bit slower. But always 8 hits, and...
I have to ask, now that we have all 4 of our instruments, just what kind of musically talented is Granny today? Since you did say that we didn't need to necessarily get these 4 exact ones. So that was the marimba, we got cello. What kind of horn is that? That is
the conch horn.
Ah.
The conch horn and the oh, why is my brain doing this to me? The choral triangle from Dungeon 6.
You know what? The triangle is my kind of instrument. The kind of instrument for someone with no natural musical talent.
Oh, triangle players are great, though. They're great, though. But can we just talk about how pleasing this arrangement is? That this turned out this way? All right. So, couple things. I did get the ocarina, which is good for one very big reason. You may be thinking, so you can play the Ballad of the Windfish that you don't have and open the egg. Not really.
Yeah, but we can go buy the Ballad of the Windfish. That's a Marin head, right? That's why we checked on it earlier?
It is. We don't have the money. I would need slightly more money, and I'm actually going to spend money now. I think I saw a medicine item in this seed, and it turned out to not be real. But that makes me so happy, because the thing I wanted to do if we didn't have medicine at the end is we're going to stop by Tracy's, and one of the last things we're going to do in this seed is support a woman-owned business.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Perfect, right? Isn't it perfect?
Yes.
Shoutouts to women.
Shouts to women.
Yeah.
I'd also like to amend my previous statement on triangle players. I did forget that there are people who are very talented at the triangle. Just to be clear, I can definitely dingle the triangle, and it will sound better than if I try that on a cello. I don't mean to diss people who are very good at playing the triangle.
We love percussionists. And all musicians.
Less than $600 left to go.
So close.
Oh my goodness.
So close.
We're so close.
Okay, we're gonna do a couple of fast things here. Because
I hear if you get Donkey Kong met, that we get to jam out with Granny. Just maybe we might get to anyway, considering that Granny has instruments, but I'm gonna choose to believe that Donkey Kong is involved.
So I opened that dungeon not because we're going in there, because we aren't.
Oh.
We are not going in there, but it's important because it creates a closer path back to land than you would otherwise be able to do. We're not going there. We're not going to Angler Tunnel. We are going somewhere way more important and way more fun. And I'm going to admit, I was starting to get worried, but the ocarina materialized. And here it is. The best, the most important, and the most significant thing in this game. And it would be so rude to go open the egg, fight the nightmares, and wake the windfish without this. And I've been talking about the LADXR community all night, right? And I just want to specifically mention Dade, who is the developer and who is, kept this thing going and growing and has built an amazing community. One time in the Discord, he was technically joking. It was technically a joke, but it also kind of wasn't. He said, if you don't do a specific thing during this check, the whole run's invalid. It was a joke. But I can't risk it, gang. I can't risk it. I can't have an even jokingly invalid run at Fatal. So there's a thing that has to happen. Not. And I'm hoping chat also knows what it is. And that is that if you know the words, and by that I mean the word, the singular word, please join in. Bloop. Oh!
I love the dancing fish, oh my gosh.
Oh! Thank you, Mambo. I can talk. Mamu is somewhere else. That's a different check. That's a different song.
Dancing fish.
I love that they really just like throw themselves into it at the end too.
Hey, we are less than $550 away from Donkey Kong 64.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, we got this. We got this.
Y'all were so close.
There is still the fight to go, so we're not totally done. It's a multi-phase fight.
We did just have to. Mambo was very important.
That was the most important thing of all.
That was required.
It was actually required. That is a thing that like I told Warlink and I discussed this when he was vetting the seeds, and he did say to me, "You are going to do the best check in the game," even before the seed was finalized. And so as we were getting closer, as I was getting closer to 4 instruments, I'm like, "But I don't have the ocarina." And then it materialized and everything was fine. So I don't have the ocarina. And you know what? Look at this. This is almost kind of perfect. We are 1 rupee short from affording that Ballad of the Windfish. But I have to tell you something, gang. I don't need it. Oops.
Where would we ever find a single rupee? That's such a big ask.
It really is. It really is. But that's okay because there's a secret instrument. And that secret instrument is bombs.
This is like one of the only tricks I know about.
There it is. There it is. I wasn't sure if we were going to see any of the other ones, but bomb triggering is... Pippy, do you want to explain bomb triggering?
I correct me if I get anything wrong. It's something to do with like the like order that the game stores sprites in, that you can basically trigger something to happen when you enter a cutscene by like pulling 2 bombs out through a loading zone. And this is a cutscene, so it counts. Yes, it counts.
It still is still going to look for the fact that I have the number of instruments that are required by the seed. So I could do that and not have the right number of instruments, and it will still do the scene, but then the egg won't open. So I am going, you know what? A thing happened to me in practice, and it's not going to happen here, but I am going to just be super, super cautious. And I'm also going to equip, believe it or not, some very deadly weapons. You'll see. And, but yeah, it has to do with how bomb arrows work. I never found the bow, so I couldn't show off bomb arrows, but if you equip the bow on one button and the bombs on the other button, you can press them at the same time and unleash a projectile bomb. The
Just
game
over $500
is not
left.
Yeah, The game is not checking, though, that you are doing that with a bomb and an arrow in this particular version of the game. This got patched out later because, as you can see, it's broken. So there is stuff happens, and you can unlock any available cutscene. There are many other uses for bomb triggers, but that's one of my favorite to pull off, and it is. I wasn't sure if we'd get to see others. The bomb triggers are very helpful in Dungeon 7, Eagle Tower, where you have to bring down 4 pillars. That's considered a cutscene. We use magic power to fight this Zol, giant Zol. And then, so in A Link to the Past, you fight Aghanim. The game, the vanilla game tells you that only the Master Sword can reflect his beams, and then if you play the randomizer, or you've seen swordless speedruns, you know that the bug catching net works, or the hammer also works. We don't have those things here. What we have is the shovel. You're supposed to use the sword, but I wanted to show off Granny with the shovel. I don't know why it works, but it does.
That sounds like a wild answer during Clue. It was Granny with the shovel in the final boss room.
I love it. I've never thought of it that way.
$500 to go.
$500. Oh man, you can do
You'll
this.
have one boss and one date to make it.
But you've got it.
You can do it.
I'm sure you can do it.
Do it for Granny.
Okay. All right, I tried to get a stun lock.
Cleaning up the bad guys.
It's true. I tried to get a stun lock there. There's a way to get I don't even know how, if it's just random, if it's like a sub-pixel thing, but you can stun lock Moldorm. You can run into Ganon if you have the boots. I don't know where the boots are, but that's okay, because I didn't need them. So I'm gonna have to do him the sword slash way, defeat him the sword slash way. Now I have the boomerang. You may know that Deathel, the final form, was intended to be defeated with 16 arrows to the face. And as a kid...
That does defeat most things.
It does. As a kid, the idea of jumping in Zelda games was so new to me when I played this game that I did not know how you were supposed to escape these arms that are just moving all over the place while he's moving all over the place. And so I wrote to Nintendo Power and asked, what do you do with that, boss? And they explained about the feather. And so having done that, it meant a lot to me to one-shot it in front of all of you. And Kirby has defeated all the nightmares, and time! Sorry, I should have called that earlier. Thank you. Thank you.
That's perfect timing, because we are now less than $400 from DK64.
Yay! Oh, that's so doable. And this is the series' first owl. If I'm not mistaken, an animal friend that comes back many times. I'm gonna mash through this because you are owed seeing the windfish, so we can prove that we did it. There he is! There he is! He's awake! He looks a little tired.
He looks glorious, though. It's so sparkly and stylish. I really like him.
I like him too. Also, I'm so glad we got to this screen because he's going to tell us, play the 8 instruments and check it out. The other 4 were inside the egg the whole time. We did it. We did it. That was a ton of fun. Thank you so much for having me. That was a really big deal for me, and it meant a lot. So thank you so much for having me.
Thanks so much for showing it off and for having fun with Link's Awakening with us.
It was a ton of fun. Pippy, thank you so much. It meant a lot to me that you did this. Cel, I'm so glad you were here too, that you were on hosting duties for this. The LADXR community is awesome. I know a lot of runs, and the runner says the community is great, the people are amazing, everybody's very helpful, the resources are fantastic. But it is true. It is very, very true in this case as well. And if this was of interest, if this made you think you wanted to check it out, please do check it out. Like I said before, the seed was vetted for me by Warlink05, who put a lot of time and work into it, and I appreciate it a lot. Clearly, I think you know, I think that's as close to estimate as you can get. Which
very,
I thought
very
was,
close. Yeah.
Yeah. It was a lot of work, and I really, really appreciate it. I want to thank K-Branch as well. K-Branch is responsible for Magpie, which is the tracker. I do not remember which side of me the tracker is on, but whichever side has the tracker, that is Magpie. Magpie is an amazing tracker, and K-Branch has not only developed Magpie, but he was in touch with the GDQ team about getting it into the layout. Like I was saying, I was telling that story earlier. Like I said before, Dave, the developer, makes all of this happen. The Fatals Rondo community is amazing. I specifically want to thank Greg Googlich, who kept putting up LADXR asyncs for years, even though there were many weeks where I was the only one doing them. But having those as a touch point for myself is a thing that really motivated me to keep playing and get better. So I appreciated that a lot. And I'm just so happy about how this went, and I'm so happy you were all here to watch and to donate and have fun, and it just meant a lot.
Yeah,
so thank you.
I believe we're going to take a very quick break while we get set up for that date that everyone donated for. So while that's getting set up, don't panic, everyone. We will get to see the date. We'll be back with that in just a moment.
Hello, everybody. Hello. We are back. Grandma has left the egg. Grandma has come down to the beach, and you very generously donated to the National Women's Law Center for this. So we're gonna even get a music change for this occasion. And Marin is so glad to see Grandma Kirby, which I really want to be a game series, by the way. And I promise that I will not mash through the text too fast, because it's just a lovely, lovely, iconic scene that we all know and love.
Oh.
I like when I discovered you, Kirby, my heart skipped a beat. That's really cute.
I'm sure that is also what plenty of people thought upon playing Kirby for the first time.
This is the origin of the Marin longing to fly out over the ocean. This is cute. Yeah. Well, Marin's giddy.
Oh, that's when you pick up your date over your head. I see. Was wondering when we were gonna work on that part.
And the best part is we get the same music that we hear when you get the sword on the beach. The little fanfare before we go back into the main theme. So I could fast travel back home, but you know what? It's a date, so we're gonna have a nice walk. It's very sweet how in this part of the game Marin follows you everywhere. There are scenes in the vanilla version of this that I think had to be removed or slightly changed in the randomizer. If in vanilla, if you take her into the trendy game, she decides she wants to play too, and I think she lifts the guy, like the game operator, onto the conveyor belt with the crane, which is very funny. I think that is a thing that was, if I am not mistaken, messing with some game code. But we'll take the leisurely walk. We'll take the leisurely walk all the way to Animal Village, just sort of revisit some of these areas. I'm realizing as I look at the tracker, which is the map part of the tracker, was not on stream, but I can see it. I never went up the mountain. That's fun. Because the mountain is very gated by the sword, so okay. What do you think? Do we want to swim with Marin, or do we want to go on like a zip line?
Oh, I vote for zip line.
Ooh,
okay.
I also vote for zip line.
Okay.
I want an adventure date.
Woo! Okay, Marin apparently does not zip line. Oh no, she does. Wait. Marin can teleport, is what I'm gleaning from this. Cool. New lore just dropped.
Marin zip lines very, very fast. True speedrunner, true frame fatale right here.
So, okay, so Marin cannot be in 2 places at once. Is another important thing. But she's okay now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she was just camouflaging it. She didn't want everyone to know that she can be in 2 places at once, so she very briefly there, she just sort of disguised herself to get through the village. She camouflaged herself as one of the animal village bunnies. And then this is the culmination of this part of the game where originally the walrus would be blocking our way into the desert, which is where the angler key normally lives, and which is our access to dungeon 4, where we did not go. And I guess to not confuse the walrus, she's just turning. She's in disguise again, but that's okay. Sometimes dates involve, fancy dress up. Splat. And then I think a little something
bunny.
else. Yeah. And then.
Is that a bunny or 2 bugs? I can't tell. It seems to be.
It's
okay,
both.
Bye, Marin.
It's both, and
both.
that is how in the vanilla game Marin ends up here in the village. She wasn't here before. A thing I didn't realize until a subsequent playthrough is that one time I thought I forgot she would be here, and I thought I had soft locked myself out of learning the Ballad of the Windfish, but I had not. And it's also just nice to hang out here and listen to her sing this song. So I hope everybody thought that was cute. That scene on the beach is iconic and beloved for a reason. It's inspired many crafts. And that was the date sequence. So thank you so much for donating for that, because that was a ton of fun.
Yeah, before you go, I have one more special donation for you. $100 from Warlinko5. Best of luck, Plagal on the run. Let's get to the Marin date meet so we can all enjoy the moment. Remember, Bow Wow is always a good boy, but we all know who is best boy.
We do. He's talking about Monbo, in case that wasn't clear. Yes. Thank you again, Warlink, for everything, and thank you all for everything. Thank you, GDQ, for everything. Fatal's team for everything. Yeah, this has meant a lot to me, and it was a delight to be part of, and I can't wait to keep it going, and I cannot wait to watch Donkey Kong 64 and all of tomorrow. So, thank you so much.